speed and to follow my lead. Oh, darling, oh, I need someone who watch, someone who watch
Yeah, that'll work.
Nathan, we'll start out with.
After two race horses that were famous back in the day of my great-grandfather Karchner. And here we go, the Greagle.
Yes.
All right.
Pinedale Waltz.
The Pinedale Waltz, named for Pinedale, Arizona. For those of you who don't know, the second and third generation, fourth generation, a lot of fiddlers did not know the names of these pieces when they would hear them. So we've even got one song called Rabbit, Where's Your Mammy? Named after seeing a little rabbit and where's your mother? So sometimes it was named after the person, sometimes it was named after the town that they were in, such as Pinedale Waltz, what we're about to do, and sometimes they just had a flight of whimsy and named it something completely odd.
Anybody's free to dance that wants to.
It also references the long string beans that used to grow in Texas. Your great-grandfather or great-great-grandfather Karchner was able to use this piece of music to calm one of the range wars between the sheep and the cattle ranchers and the federal government.
we'll do
Lost Goose. All right, our next piece is going to be the Lost Goose. For those of you who care to listen, you'll hear some harmonics about halfway through as part of the chorus that is meant to represent or sound very similar and imitate the sound of geese while they're flying in the air. We have another fiddle player we're going to be adding. Come on up. Sam? All right. Now you have to introduce yourself to the crowd because you don't have on... Who's your father?
Oh.
A mom.
So
Right here.
my mom and dad are Becky and Brian, and so we're part of Dell's squad.
Dell Squad. All right. And you know the Lost Goose?
No.
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 All right. Well,
what do you know?
I knew that one a little bit. The cackling hen I know cackling hen, but only just from listening to it. So it's not exact. It's the same one that is on Family Search, but I don't know.
Okay, why don't we play that one then?
Okay.
a cackling. All right. We're going to switch it up and play the cackling hen instead.
Okay, not too fast.
Remember how this one goes again? Oh my gosh, I've played this one in probably 20 years.
Well, not
You may not know, but when a hen lays an egg, they're very proud of themselves, and they always go, "Pabak padakak." Does that ring a bell to you guys? Pabak padakak. So you hear that in this. Da 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 da. Yes. Hence the cackling hen.
Don't mind me saying so. I thought it was just fantastic with his version of the cackling, or his playing of the cackling hen. So, good job. All right, Old Sea Waltz.
See.
Arizona, which was only about 20 miles away. Took us anywhere between 1 to 4 days, depending on how fast your oxen and or horses moved. And great-grandfather Karchner used to also run the mail there. All right. Oh, long ways to Holbrook. Is that in there as well?
Nathan.
Yeah. Me down to defeat the British at the Battle of New Orleans in 1815, the last major conflict of the Battle of the War of 1812.
1814, we took a little trip down the mighty Mississippi with okay.
With Colonel Jackson down the mighty Mississippi. Yep.
Yep.
All right. Also known as the 8th of January, which is when the battle took place. So 8th of January, 1815.
What's that?
What? We can do rattlesnake, but while we're in this tune, let's do dry and dusty.
Do what?
Dry and dusty.
Okay, we'll try it.
All right, dry and dusty. Those the first generation of cousins might remember Grandma talking about the dust bowls that inhabited the Midwest as well as Arizona in the 1930s. Here we go, dry and dusty. this new tuning, we're going to play a couple more pieces for you, one of which is called The Rattlesnake at our accompanist Nolan Shumway Robinson's request. Rattlesnake was written by... Okay, there we go. Rattlesnake was written by Grandma Shumway when she saw a sidewinder going through the sand. And what we've done here with our violins, normally a violin is tuned in E, A, D, G. For the Rattlesnake, because we can play it on both sets of strings, we've now tuned up the D and the G string to mimic the A and the E string just an octave below. So now we have essentially a 4-string, 2-octave instrument.
Thank you. That's right, all the kids, come on. Everyone get up, come on. All the kids, all the grandkids, all the great-grandkids. This is the jumping song. You're supposed to jump. Come on. You're supposed to jump around like you're Mexican jumping beans or birds really excited.
For old time's sake. That's fun. That's awesome. I think is a lot like Grandma Shumway in how much he loves music. And he's going to play an original composition called Money Cannot Buy.